Okay, hello parents and students. This is a short video that is going to give you an overview of how to actually pass the 11 plus exam. So if you are a student that is watching this, just remember that your parents are putting you into these classes each week. So you're joining our 2-hour class each week because they want you to pass an exam in September, which is called the 11 plus exam, and that will allow you to go to a very good secondary school where you can end up getting into a good university and getting a good job later down the line. Okay, so obviously it's a very long-term plan, but just note that if you get into this grammar school, it could change your life trajectory in a way. So it's very important that you at least try your best to get through this, and especially if you are working now and you are working well now, you won't have to do so much work in the summer where you get stressed out and you have to cram everything. Okay, so for parents and for students, this video is very important. I'm going to go over the best way to improve and actually continuously learn from the sessions that we're having, instead of just joining the session and then forgetting everything. Okay, so step one. Okay, every week we have a 2-hour class. And as you know, we go over a homework booklet during our 2-hour class. Okay, now how you can be more engaged during the class. So this is a good way to make sure that you're not like sort of losing attention during the class or losing focus, and maybe even find the topics that I'm teaching, you will find them more interesting by doing this step right here. So this step is called pre-learning. Okay, I'm not gonna get too technical, but all you have to do, if you're a student watching this, all you have to do is come to the homework app. You should know which homework you're going to be doing next session. So let's say you guys are doing homework 7, for example, on your Saturday class. Okay, what you can do is you can open up the homework and you can just look through it, okay, before your class, anytime before your class. And I want you to note what topics are coming up, and think about like what type of questions that you don't know how to do. Okay, so if you look through this, comprehension is obviously, there's not much to think about here. You can have a read of it before the session if you want to. This might help you perform better in the session, but the main thing I want you to look at is, if you scroll all the way down, we'll have maths. Okay, so each week we're learning a new topic most of the time. So if you actually just look at these questions and maybe just think to yourself, do I know how to do this question? So you can try it, okay? And maybe you think you do, but maybe even in a notebook, this might be really good. Have a notebook where you do all your pre-learning, okay? So before every session, 5, 10, 15 minutes you spend doing this, and it's really going to improve how well you do in a session. So just look through these, maybe try a few of the questions, and also keep a note of the questions that you can't do, because in the session, in this teaching session, I'm going to teach you how to do this, and when you're actually sitting there in the class, you're going to be more alert. You're going to be thinking to yourself, I remember looking over this, I remember seeing that I didn't know how to do this, I'm now going to listen in to what Faraz is telling me, and I'm going to learn how to do this. Okay, so this is going to dramatically increase how much you're going to remember after a class, so you're not just going to forget it after I've taught it to you, okay, because it's going to be relevant to you now. So this is really important. This is really, I mean, it's a massive step. They can make huge improvements for you just by doing this 10 to 15 minutes before each class. Okay, so look at the maths, look at the word problems, really think about which questions just don't make sense to you at all, and then keep a note of that. Make questions in your notebook that you want to ask me during the class. Okay, look at the non-verbal reasoning, verbal reasoning as well. Those are the 3 main things that you want to look at. That's step 1, pre-learning. Okay, so keep that in your head, even make a note in your notebook if you want to. Next step is obviously come to the class, complete the work. So be engaged during the class. The more you learn during the class, questions you ask, obviously you'll do better. That is simple. Okay, that is step 2, come to our classes. Step 3 is finish your homeworks. Okay, now again, there's no way around this. So we've got, you can see 27 homeworks. This is what we do throughout a year. only 27. So I think a lot of you guys will be around homework 7, homework 8 by the time you're watching this video. But these 27 homeworks, they cover all of the topics in the 11 plus, okay? So complete your homework. A lot of you are doing this now, which is great. So every time you finish a session, you have to come into your app, you put your answers in, and then you mark it, okay? You click the check button. Now, step 4, this is again very important. There's only 5 steps in this process. So step 4, and then I'll show you step 5 after this, okay? So if we scroll down to the bottom, and let's say we've marked our work. Now this is where most students will stop, because they'll do their homework, they'll mark it, and then they'll just leave it, and they'll go to the next session next week. And this is where the most improvement can happen, okay? So if you do this, you're going to start getting much better mock results, and you're just going to feel much more confident in everything that I'm teaching you, okay? So step 4, like I said, is just to, once you've marked your work, you have to go through these questions. You have to look at the ones that you got wrong, come back to your homework app, and you have to try them again, okay? Now, first you've seen that it's wrong, so try it again yourself, and try and see if you actually understand it. So be honest with yourself. Do I understand why I got this wrong? If you don't, what you can do is open a new tab. This might be a bit easier. Or actually, what I'd say, so this watch button, most of you will know it, is a video walkthrough. So you want to click watch, maybe just click on the title here, that will open the YouTube video, and now you can open back this booklet, okay? So let's say I got question 77, 78, 79, all of these wrong, and I don't know how to do it. I need help. I really don't know why I got this wrong. It doesn't make sense to me, okay? I have to go and find it in the video, so you can see it here. So I'm doing question 77, 78, 79 during this video, and I pretty much just watch this video, and I see the explanations that the teacher here is giving, okay? And then I'm able to re-answer my questions. I'm able to change my answers, and then I can remark it, okay? So that step 4, basically just going through the questions you got wrong, looking at the video walkthrough, and retrying them until your homework report is almost like 100%. That is very important. That's going to make massive improvements for you. And realistically, if you haven't done this for the previous homeworks, it will be very good if you could go back and do that for the previous homeworks in your own time, because later in the year you're going to start getting tested on these homeworks again. So these are fractions, okay? Now we're learning things like decimals, but these things like fractions, these fraction questions are still going to come up in the exam. They're still going to come up later down the line, okay? Step 4, okay, that was step 4. Hopefully you've kept a note of step 1, which is pre-learning, looking at the booklet before you actually come to the class. Step 2, which is just coming to the class. Step 3 was finishing your homeworks, and step 4 was actually looking at the questions you got wrong, watching the video, and retrying the questions, okay? Final step, step 5. This is pretty much the only other thing you have to do to make sure that you're going to pass the exam, is the mock tab. So this is very important, and this is pretty much the best way to test yourself. Once you've done all of that, so let's say you've done homework 1, 2 and 3, okay? Let's go back to it. After homework 1, 2 and 3 is mini mock 1. It's testing you on everything that you've learned from homework 1, 2 and 3. If you've done this 5-step method on homework 1, 2 and 3, you should actually be really confident with your year 5 mini mock 1. So then you try year 5 mini mock 1, okay? You complete the whole thing, so you have your timed for each section, you complete it, and then you do the same thing that you did for your homeworks, okay? You'll get your mark, then you look at the corrections, so open up your mock exam report, basically look at which questions you got wrong, and then watch the video walkthrough. So there's no button here currently for a video walkthrough, but hopefully we'll add that soon. But you can actually just find the video walkthrough on this YouTube channel, right? So if you come to our YouTube channel, and then on the search button just type mini mock 1, you'll see right here year 5 mini mock 1. So this is the same thing. It'll explain every question, it'll explain the answer, okay, and then you like go through it, you look at the ones that you got wrong. Maybe the next day or next week you retry the mock, okay, and you can keep retrying these until you're getting like 100% on these mocks, and that's it, right? This is all you have to do. It's very simple. This is all you have to do, and you will pass the exam if you keep retrying these. You make sure you're going through the homeworks, you're watching the videos, you should be good. If you want to do even more than that, and maybe you even enjoy sort of practicing, there's a Learn tab here, which is actually I believe can be quite fun to go through. So this is also something you can work throughout the year, and this is to help you. Again, your end goal at the moment is to get the highest mock scores that you can. The higher your mock scores are currently, pretty much the easier the exam will be for you in September. You'll just come to the exam and you'll be like, I've seen all of these questions before because I've done the mock so many times, right? But anyway, the Learn tab, you've got coins here, you've got a streak for every day that you actually do something on the Learn tab, and you've got your percentage points as well. So you might enjoy doing this. You can log in every day and you can maybe do a unit, you can practice a unit. So this is just fractions, there's some practice questions. You can go through this, you'll get some coins for actually completing this unit. Your streak will start. You can obviously buy stuff from the shop to help you get more coins, and you've obviously got the leaderboard as well. So if you're competitive, you can try and beat the people at the top of the leaderboard. So you can see my name is second, but there is quite a few other students here who have a lot of coins, right? So that is it. It is a 12-minute video for you. Hopefully either parent or student has watched through this whole thing. This is very important. Obviously you don't want to waste your time. You don't want to be coming to these classes each week and wasting your time. You might as well put in the effort, and by the time you come to summer, you'll pass these exams very, very easily. Okay, hopefully that was helpful for you.